What's the dumbest thing someone has ever said to you? Number 1. I have a friend who doesn't believe many things if he hasn't experienced them himself. For example, he told me he doesn't believe allergies are real. I asked, why not? He replied, well, I never had them. It's all in people's minds. Number 2. Had a guy I was working construction with say, I hope the sun comes up on that side today, pointing west. Because yesterday it came up on this side and it was so hot. With us being on the east side of the building. Yeah, bud, that's not how the sun works, lol. Number 3. IT work a few years back. Had a director blow up after day 2 of trying to resolve a complex firewall issue that was affecting the finance department receiving invoices. And I quote, stop trying to figure out what the problem is and just fix it. Number 4. That the Golden Gate Bridge connects North America and Europe. Yep, don't even ask. Number 5. I don't know if an egg is a fruit or a vegetable. Number 6. I work in the restaurant industry. I was refilling items on the breakfast buffet, and this lady walks up to me and blurts out, I want some of that, and points. Keep in mind, this is during COVID, and I don't want to directly be placing food onto people's plates, and we don't usually do this anyway. So I give her a polite response like, oh yeah, it's really good today. And then she asks me, how do I get the stuff over there? I just look at her dead face and say, walk around the buffet. You really see the dumbest people in the services industry. Number 7. My friend's girlfriend thought JFK was O.J. Simpson's dad. Number 8. Isn't it amazing how dogs just come out knowing commands like sit and lay down? That man was stone cold serious. Number 9. I thought windmills cool down the earth to stop global warming. Number 10. When I was doing tech support, how do I type the upside down I? Ma'am, that's an exclamation mark. Number 11. A friend of mine asked me why we didn't see stars when we flew over them. She truly believed that when you were flying on an airplane, you flew over the stars. I was speechless. Number 12. Used to work in Yellowstone. The amount of stupid coming through the park is unimaginable. Had a bison come and lay down close to the boardwalk at Old Faithful. A woman holding a toddler started running up to it. Luckily, I had grabbed her by the back of her shirt and pulled her down. She kept screaming she was going to sue me and the lodge for ruining her perfect vacation photo. Then, watching a 20-something walking out of the lodge in a swimming suit to go soak in the pots, telling another tourist that he could not walk off the boardwalk. He became angry and demanded to be allowed to do this. When this happens, we are on a higher alert. We always had to watch tourists, like they had IQs of 10. Number 13. What? Maryland doesn't have any hospitals. My old friend, hands down the stupidest man I've ever met, Horagoldo, once called me while he was in Maryland, we're from Ohio, and asked me to call 911 for him because he was having a panic attack and was genuinely worried that he was going to have a heart attack. I proceeded to explain that instead of calling me, he should call 911 himself or go to the hospital. He then started arguing with me that Maryland doesn't have any hospitals. He legit thought hospitals only existed in Ohio. It took like 5 minutes to get him to understand that hospitals are literally everywhere. Still absolutely dumbfounded by that conversation 5 years later. Number 14. Former boss told me his girlfriend at the time, who lived in the US, couldn't FaceTime him because they don't have that over there yet. Number 15. My grandma's friend and her daughter said they could hear the International Space Station fly overhead. It sounded like whoosh. LOL. Number 16. Was talking to the cashier at a 24-hour Tesco's at about 1 in the morning and he said, I don't mind working nights because I'm a necrophile. Me. Do you mean nocturnal? Number 17. Me, the IT person, walking past a user in the office that was at her desk. Her computer was slow that day. No one ever realized that having opened 12 programs at once and 15 tabs in Internet Explorer would slow down the junky PCs we had. I said it over and over, but what would the IT guy know about computer performance? She yells out,
My computer is connected with the blue network cable and the rest of yours are all yellow. Mine must connect somewhere else and that's the reason why it runs so slow.
Number 18.
I'm never going to quit smoking cigarettes. My aunt was healthy until she quit. Then she was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer.
This was said to me by my manager at a Domino's Pizza in Pennsylvania, USA. I didn't have the time or energy to explain to a man 3 decades my senior that she probably had cancer for a long time, but didn't go to the doctor until she was feeling withdrawal from the nicotine. So we finished our cigs and went back to slinging pizzas. I quit smoking and delivering pizzas not long after. Number 19. We standardize on a case-by-case basis. Number 20. Tigers are girl lions, said by my 40-year-old ex-boyfriend who is a nuclear engineer. Number 21. That we don't need farmers because we have grocery stores. I live in a rural area. Number 22. My old roommate pointed a laser thermometer at a pencil on the table inside our house. The laser thermometer read 68 Fahrenheit. He exclaimed,
"This thing is broken."
I asked why he thought it was broken.
"This is a pencil. It doesn't produce any heat. This thermometer should say 0.
I stared at him for a few seconds, unable to collect my jaw off the floor.
"Well, 0 Fahrenheit would mean it is frozen or well beyond frozen, so I think 68 is the temperature of the air in the room."
This man was 26. His 2 adult brothers were sitting in this room. I was the only one who understood why the thermometer was correct. Number 23. I had an acquaintance claim that the earth must be flat because nobody's talking about the white landmass around the map and how it's a cover-up. He was pointing at the white rectangular border of the paper. Number 24. Someone once said that they couldn't wait for Halloween to fall on Friday the 13th. Number 25. Not me, but a friend of mine traveled to the US with her family when she was younger. Upon hearing her family's accent, an American asked, "Where are you guys from?" The answer was, "Australia." And that person confidently responded with, "Ah, which state is that?" Number 26. My boss, after I had to leave work to save my suicidal mother-in-law, "When you leave like that, it's not fair to us because you just leave us hanging." Number 27. After she asked me for suggestions for electives and I suggested logic,
Well, you see, I'm more in tune with my emotional side, and I prefer to feel rather than to think, so I don't agree with a lot of logic."
Number 28. Apparently, what was causing my mother's computer problem was Mercury in retrograde. What was your favorite story? Let me know in the comments or share your own. Like and subscribe and catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching.